copyrighted program created by the Rio Grande Oil Company.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars. Attention all cars to broadcast number 81 regarding the operation of a hot bond mob operating in Los Angeles. This gang is believed to be unloading for Pretty Boy Floyd. Lefty James is handling the investigation. That is all. Berg.
It is a holiday for Officers Erickson and Donahue. Out of uniform and in plain clothes, they are headed for the mountains in Donahue's own car.
Better fill up with gasoline now, Don. There's a cut-price station right ahead.
No, not me. I'm going to drive into a Rio Grande station.
Gosh, you're not driving a city police car now. You don't have to use cracked gasoline.
Say, you couldn't hire me to use any other kind, even in this old bus of mine. I've had too many sad experiences with cheap gasoline.
Well, to save 2 cents a gallon, I'd use any gasoline.
Well, that's what I used to think. But when the city switched to Rio Grande cracked for all police cars, well, I could certainly feel the difference in the police car I was driving. Stopped vibrating. It was a real pleasure to step on the throttle and shoot up hills without shifting. It changed all my ideas about gasoline.
Well, you can have the thrills. I'm thinking about the expense.
Well, me too, but I've seen the records down at the city hall. Figures that prove we actually get more mileage with Rio Grande cracked gasoline. And cheaper miles.
What do you mean, cheaper miles?
It's a fact, Eric. Those cheap gasolines leave too much carbon. They don't burn properly. Too much goes to waste. Now, that cracking process of Rio Grande's does something because, well, there's no waste. It all turns into power. And there's no carbon gumming up your engine.
So you figure it's cheaper to use Rio Grande cracked in your own car than to buy a cheaper gasoline, is that it?
Listen, Eric, those chemists at the city hall are smart babies.
Yeah, I know
They've
that.
tested all the gasolines, and they're buying Rio Grande cracked for all the city cars because they know it's the best buy on the market. And that goes for a lot of other cities, too. Why, do you suppose Oakland and Berkeley, Merced, Fresno, Los Angeles, and many cities and counties in Arizona would specify Rio Grande cracked unless they knew they were getting more for their money?
No, maybe you're right, Don.
Well, there's no maybe about it. I'm banking on the city records. I know Rio Grande cracked is the best and cheapest gasoline I can buy.
And now it is our pleasure to present Captain C.B. Horrell, head of the Speed Squad of the Los Angeles Police Department. Captain Horrell.
Good evening, friends. You have often heard us plead the case of closer cooperation between the various law enforcement agencies. This is no idle preachment. The Los Angeles Police Department practices it. And now, since the federal government has begun its drive on racketeers, kidnappers, and bank robbers, it has become an increasingly pleasant duty to cooperate with G-men in their work of stamping out the gangster. So quiet and unostentatious was the investigation we are about to dramatize for you tonight that few citizens realized at the time that our officers were combating one of the far-flung tentacles of the Pretty Boy Floyd mob. Yet, as you will see, the criminal activities of that late hoodlum and bank robber extended from his Midland hunting grounds all the way to the Pacific coast.
We want to see the boss.
Why, he's not in now.
Come on. Don't hand us that stuff. He's in all right, and he'll talk to us.
Get out
of the way, Mug.
Hi. Hello, boys. I was just thinking of you.
Yeah, I bet.
Hey, won't you sit down?
We're only going to take a minute. And what we can say is we're going to say on our feet.
What's the idea of sending back them 5 extra barrels of beer?
Boys, I can't possibly sell more than 10 barrels a day.
From now on, you're taking 15.
Well, I can't do it, boys.
And where's your protection money? You didn't kick in this week.
Well, I don't need to pay for protection. Boys, I get all the protection I need from the police.
Oh, yeah?
In that case, you better take 20 barrels a day.
I won't do it, boys. You'll ruin me.
You're taking 20 barrels a day.
I'll get my beer from somebody else first.
Is that final, Blackie?
Yes.
That's all we wanted to know.
Thus the racket. Prohibition's contribution to criminal history. Beginning with the $1 million bootleg business, it spread its tentacles to the trucking industry, the building trades, the cleaners and dyers. It strangled metropolitan America, made a travesty of American law and order, netted billions in illegal profits, created a modern robber baron, the Big Shot. Equipped with armored limousines, surrounded by vicious guardsmen, the Big Shots fought each other for supremacy.
Okay, Eddie, slow down. There's Big Tom just coming out of that apartment house. Hammy, all set? Set. Let him have it. Okay, Eddie, get going.
Hey, Mike, you bumped off a kid.
Well, what's the difference? I rubbed out Big Tom, didn't I?
Thus did the vengeful bullets of gangland claim innocent victims. Outraged America clamors for action, but the local authorities are powerless. Then the federal government throws its forces into the battle. At the headquarters of the Secret Service in Washington.
You sent for me, Chief?
Yeah, got a job for you.
Yes, sir.
The federal government is going into the wholesale crook-catching business. We're going to clean up the racket.
On what charges? There aren't any federal laws we can get them on excepting violation of the 18th Amendment. And the government can't appropriate enough funds to bolster up the local enforcement authority.
Now, wait a minute. That's all going to be changed. The president has promised to ask Congress for more stringent legislation on a number of charges. But there's one charge we can work on right now.
What's that?
Violation of the income tax law. These gangsters are making millions, and not a single one of them is paying income tax. Go out and build up a case against them. And the Attorney General will prosecute her to the limit.
Yes, sir.
Slowly, with painstaking care, the federal investigators build their cases. One after another, the Big Shots topple, change their notorious names for numbers, file into federal penitentiaries. An awakened citizenry votes prohibition into its legislative grave. Congress makes kidnapping a federal offense. One by one, the more lucrative crimes become difficult, more dangerous to commit. But in the underworld...
Yeah, looks like they'll force us guys to go straight.
Yeah?
Yeah, there ain't no more liquor racket, and don't want to swing for kidnapping, do you?
No, but before I'd go straight, I'd snatch purses.
Yeah, that's about all that's left. That's the second story work.
Well, you're forgetting the place where there's a big payoff.
Yeah, what's that?
The banks. Get the door where it's kept.
Oh, that's one in a chance. You might get killed.
What of it? From now on, it's them or us.
So Prohibition indirectly spawned the most daring breed of bank robbers in history.
John Dillinger.
Babyface Nelson.
Pretty Boy Floyd. No cracksmen these, no snooping romantic midnight prowlers. Theirs is the direct method. Clay Center, Kansas.
Well, Mr. Potts, I think we'll be able to arrange that mortgage for you.
That's fine. If I can get my hands on that money, I'll be able to put in a new silo.
Dig 'em up.
What? Yeah, what? Merciful
This is
heaven.
a heist. I'll make no passes, no burglar alarms, mister. I'll let you have it.
I wasn't.
You better not. I got men with Tommy guns all around the joint. Now shove out all the dough you got in your till there.
But
Come on, let's have it.
all right.
Ain't much, but when we get what's in the safe...
The safe?
Sure, you'll have the back door open. One of my boys going through the safe now.
But all we've got back there is bonds. They belong to our customers.
Now, what do we care? They're worth dough to us.
Well, I got all there was to get, Floyd.
Good. About how much?
About $30,000.
That's fair enough. Now, listen, you two guys. My boys will be outside with their tomcats on the door. It won't be healthy for you to stick your noses out of this joint for 15 minutes.
And a few weeks later, in Sheldon, Missouri.
I'll get this, folks. No cause for alarm. You'll all be quiet. Of course, if anyone gets out of line, I may have to wipe you out.
Hey, Pretty Boy, the safe's locked.
Is it very big?
No, not very big.
Okay, get some of the boys and move it out.
What?
You heard me. We can't open their safe. We'll take it with us.
Thus, the modus operandi of the Pretty Boy Floyd mob, which swept across the Middle West during 1933 and 34. Small-town banks were their prey, and what they failed to realize on ready cash was compensated by the ease and safety of holding up these insufficiently protected institutions, and the large amounts of gilt-edged securities which the safes contained. Securities representing the life savings of the merchants and farmers of these rural communities, left with the bank for safekeeping. But hot bonds are dangerous possessions. And so after a swing through Kansas and Missouri, which had shown vast paper profits, Pretty Boy Floyd packs his portfolio and visits a Mr. E.S. Wagoner in Oklahoma City.
So there you are, Elmer. 250 grand in bonds. Most of it the best paper in the world. It's Liberty bonds. How much will you give me for it?
$250,000. How much of it is in Liberty bonds?
About 230,000.
Well, that's all I'm interested in. I won't monkey with anything else.
Okay. How much will you give me for the Liberty bonds?
10 cents on the dollar.
What?
10 cents on the dollar.
But, Elmer, look here. That stuff's worth more than that. Why, lots of them never had the coupons clipped. Oh, I can't let them go for that.
That's my price.
Why, that'd mean that I'd only get 23 grand out of them holdups. And I got to cut that stuff 5 ways.
Well, that's your problem, not mine.
Well, make it 25 cents on the dollar, and I'll let you have it.
Not a penny over 10 cents.
But listen,
no use arguing, pretty boy. Those bonds are hot. Why, they're harder to get rid of than marked money. I'd rather float 5 grand of that Lindbergh ransom money than monkey around with stolen Liberty bonds.
Why?
Why? Because those bonds aren't only numbered, but they have the subscriber's signature on them. Why, you have to commit forgery to get rid of them. Another thing, there isn't a town in 1,000 miles of here where I can unload them. Those banks you lifted them from have flooded the country with descriptions and numbers of the bonds.
Yeah, but you ain't going to take no 90% discount when you unload them. You make your profit.
Sure I will.
How much?
That's my business.
Well, I think I ought to get more than 10% for them.
Maybe you think so. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not paying more. Maybe you can do better with the Cohen boys.
They'll only pay 5.
I thought you'd been shopping around. Well, you get a break then. I'll pay 10%, and I'll handle all the stuff you get at that figure.
Well, I suppose it's the best I can do.
Sure it is. And it's your own fault, too. You guys that are so anxious to make a name for yourself. You're dangerous gentlemen to do business with. If you didn't make so much fuss when you knocked over a bank, and if you didn't get your pictures in all the papers, well, I might be able to make you a better price.
Well, I'm going to get smart. I'll pull my next job at night.
Oh, no, you won't. You're more interested in your reputation as a professional bad man than you are in a payoff. You can't have both.
I don't like your lip, Elmer. If you ain't careful, I'll put you on the spot.
And sell out to the Cohen boys at 5%? Oh, no. You're not going to touch me, and you know it.
Okay. It's a deal at 10%, but I think it's robbery.
Robbery? You're a fine one to talk about robbery.
Three months pass, and then one August day in 1933, Elmer Wagoner arrives in Los Angeles, registers at a downtown hotel as E.J. Spaulding, meets 2 friends at a speakeasy on Hill Street.
Now, you gentlemen know this town. You make the contacts. I have the bond.
How much did you bring with you?
50 grand.
What's our cut?
I'll give each of you 10%.
Not enough.
What do you think we are?
Well, boys, I had to pay 25% for them.
You're probably lying. But even if you did, you can afford more than 10%.
Well, I don't really see how I can. I'm running an awful risk.
Yeah, how about us?
We ain't going to run into no federal beef for buttons.
Well, boys, now we don't want to argue about the thing. Maybe we can make a deal. What do you think is fair?
25%.
Split between you?
No, a piece.
Oh, come on, boys. I don't make anything that way.
Not much you don't.
Now, look here. I tell you what I'll do. I'll meet you halfway. Now, you know that your figure is a little too high. And you know that my figure is, well, maybe a trifle low. How about 15% apiece?
Well, that's fair enough.
Okay.
It's a deal, then. Now, where do we start?
Well, I know a guy at a jeweler store.
I got contacts at several banks. We'll begin with... Good afternoon, Mr. Hastings.
Why, hello, Mr. Whaler.
How's the banking business these days?
Well, we're managing to stay open.
I guess that's something, eh?
It surely is, the way things are.
Mr. Hastings, I want you to meet a good friend of mine, Mr. Frank Gerard.
Well, how do you do, Mr. Gerard?
I'm glad to know you.
Mr. Gerard has some Liberty bonds, and he needs some ready cash for a little business venture. I thought possibly you could make him a short-term loan on his bonds.
Oh, I think that could be arranged. How much did you want to borrow, Mr. Gerard?
Well, I'd like to get as near the face value as I can.
Uh-huh. And how many bonds have you?
$14,000 worth.
I see. Well, we could lend you $13,000 on that.
And that will be fine.
For how long did you want the loan?
Oh, make it 60 days.
Mm-hmm. Very well. If you'll just step over this way, we'll make out the necessary payments.
Thus forging the signatures of the owners of the bonds, Wagner unloads thousands of dollars worth of securities. But he does not reckon on the thoroughness with which Liberty bond transfers are checked. For within a few days, Chief of Police Steckel of the Los Angeles Police Department receives a message which causes him to summon Lieutenant Lefty James, head of the gangster detail, into his office.
Lefty, some of those bonds stolen by Pretty Boy Floyd last spring are turning up here in town.
Yeah?
Yes. Downtown Bank made a loan last week to a man who posed as the owner of $14,000 worth of Liberty bonds. When the bank investigated the bond numbers, they found that the bonds he'd stolen from the Wyndham State Bank in Wyndham, Kansas, and that the rightful owner had never received them back. Now, I want you to go out and get the man that's unloading those bonds.
Yes, sir. Any angles on it?
Yes, the man that introduced to the bank was Mr. E.E. Whaler.
Oh, you mean that criminal lawyer?
That's the man. Now, I suggest that you shadow him until you get a line on his companion.
Yes, sir. I'll get on it right away.
For 2 days, Lefty James shadows Whaler, watches him meet with Cole and Wagner. Cole, he knows, is a former member of the Hastings gang in Kansas City, a man who has done time for forgery. With Wagner, he is not acquainted. Focusing his attention on Wagner, the unknown quantity, he explains his mission to the manager of Wagner's hotel, obtains permission to tap the wires to the fence's room, sits patiently hour after hour with earphones clamped to his head until...
Hello, Lefty. Oh, hello, Steve.
Chief sent me up to relieve you so you could grab a bite of dinner.
Swell.
Heard anything?
Nothing important in 2 days.
Well, that's the way it goes. You never know.
Quiet. There's a call now.
Hello?
Hello, Elmer. This is Elgin Cole.
Yes, Elgin.
I got a lead on a customer for some of those bonds.
Yes? Who?
Fellow owns a jewelry store over on Olive Street. Name's Nussbaum.
Good. How much will he go for?
Oh, $3 or $4 grand.
Fine. I'll meet you down at the place in about 15 minutes.
And bring those bonds with you.
Don't worry. I will.
Well, it sounds like business.
What's that, Lefty?
They're going to try to unload some stuff on old man Nussbaum, the jeweler. Old man Nussbaum's a friend of mine. Hand me that phone, will you?
Here you are.
Hello?
Let me talk to Mr. Nussbaum, please.
Just a moment, please.
What a break this is, Steve.
Hello?
Hello, this is Lefty James, Mr. Nussbaum.
Oh, yeah, Lefty. How are you?
Fine. Hey, Mr. Nussbaum, do you know a fellow by the name of Elgin Cole?
I fixed his watch for him a couple of times.
I see. Well, he's coming in to sell you some bonds in about half an hour.
To sell me some bonds?
Yeah.
But I don't want any bonds.
Maybe not, but you're going to act like you did.
What are you talking about?
Just this. I want you to do me a favor.
Well, I'll be glad to do anything I can, Lefty.
Okay, now when this guy brings these bonds in, stall them along and keep the bonds. Tell him you have to ask your wife about them or something.
Oh, what's it all about?
Well, you got to look at the bonds, that's all. I'll be right in after he leaves. Well, slip up on this, will you?
Well, I'll do my best, Lefty.
Okay, and thanks. All right, Steve. Hold down the stake here. I got a little checking up to do. Well, Mr. Nussbaum, did you get the bonds?
Did I get the bonds? Yeah, I did, and for the job of that, I had to tell 101 lies.
All right. Where are the bonds?
Right here. But you better not take too much time with him because he said he was coming back in half an hour.
I only need 5 minutes. Let's see. Serial number 618. 609, 10, 611, and 12. Issued to Gus Nixon. That's all I need, Mr. Nussbaum.
Well, tell me, Lefty, what is it all about?
These are stolen bonds. Taken in bank robberies in the Mideast.
Stolen bonds? Well, what'll I do when he comes back? Maybe he'll bump me off.
No, I don't think so. Tell him you decided not to buy them.
But he might decide to take me for a ride.
Just to be sure there's no rough stuff, I'll post one of the boys outside.
Well, I'll feel better that way.
Okay. I'll take care of it. And I want to thank you for your help.
Glad to help you any time, Lefty. Only next time, don't let it be mixed up with gangsters.
Okay, Mr. Nussbaum.
James checks the serial numbers on the bonds with the Treasury Department in Washington. Quickly, he receives a reply.
Well, Chief, I'm on the right track.
Well, how's that?
Washington reports that the serial numbers of those bonds this fellow Spaulding was trying to sell were stolen from the Neosho, Kansas State Bank.
Great work. When are you going to arrest him?
As soon as I find out how much of the stuff he's got with him.
Yeah, that's right. We want to reclaim as much of the property as we can.
Yes, sir. I'm going to stick on that tapped wire, and as soon as I get a chance, I'm going through that bird's room. Gotta work fast, Steve. Tell the hustler this guy will be back.
The desk will tip you off when he's coming up, won't they?
Yeah, but that might be any minute. You go through his suitcase, and I'll go through the drawers in his dresser. Well, here's a nice, shiny automatic. Papers, letters addressed to Elmer S. Wagoner in Oklahoma City. Apparently, Spaulding isn't our boyfriend's name. Elmer S. Wagoner. Let's make a note of that. Find anything, Steve?
Did I? Look here.
Briefcase, huh?
Lucky it's unlocked, and there are $3,000 bonds in it.
Fine, we got all we need.
When are you going to knock 'em over?
I'm not. Hey, what are you taking that briefcase for?
Why, we'll need that as evidence.
Oh, no, we won't. Put it back where you found it.
Well, what's the idea, Lefty?
Simple. We've got to give our Mr. Wagoner enough rope.
I don't get you at all, Lefty. Letting that guy go?
I'm not letting him go, Steve. What good is he to us with only $3,000 worth of stolen bonds on him? If we pinch him now, we'd never locate the rest of the stuff.
Oh, I'm beginning to get it.
Wait a minute. There's a call coming in.
Hello, Wagner. I just called up to say goodbye. When are you leaving? On the 8 o'clock plane tonight. Be back soon? Yes, in about 2 weeks.
Bringing some stuff back with you?
Sure thing.
How much?
$200,000.
I'll have the customers for you.
All right, Whaler. See you later.
Go along, Elmer.
Well, Steve, there you are.
What's that?
Mr. Spaulding, alias Wagoner, leaves tonight for Oklahoma City on the 8 o'clock plane. He's back in 2 weeks with $200,000 worth of stolen bonds. Better than arresting him with $3,000 on him, isn't it?
I'll say.
Now, look, Steve. I'm going to stay on this wire till he checks out. There's some things I want you to do.
Yeah, what's that, Lefty?
First, see that the cab that takes Mr. Wagner to the airport is driven by a copper disguised as a cab driver. And tell him not to let Wagner out of sight till he takes off. Then have him report to me at headquarters.
Right.
And wire the Oklahoma City authorities. Tell them to shadow Wagner from the moment he lands and tip us off when he leaves for Los Angeles again. Okay?
Okay.
So quite without knowing it, Elmer Wagoner leaves Los Angeles with a police escort. Every move he makes is reported to Lefty James by the Oklahoma City authorities. Finally, on August 5th, James receives a long-distance call.
Hey, Lefty, Oklahoma City calling you.
Well, hope it's good news. Hello.
Hello, Lieutenant James?
Yeah.
This is Moffett in Oklahoma City.
Oh, yeah, Moffett. What do you got for me?
Your man Wagner just left Oklahoma City by plane for Los Angeles.
Great, great.
He's carrying a black bag with red trim.
Okay. When'd that plane get in here?
Arrives at 4:35, I believe.
Thanks a lot, Moffett. I want to congratulate you boys over there and the way you've helped us.
Not at all. Glad to do it.
Okay, old man. If I can return the favor sometime. Goodbye.
Right.
Come on, Steve. We got a date at the airport. Hey, is that the plane from Oklahoma City coming in?
Yes, it sure is.
Okay, Steve. Keep your eye peeled for a black bag with a red trim.
Right.
The guy that carries it'll be Wagner. You all set?
All set.
Hey, they're rolling the steps up now.
The door's opening.
Yeah, there he is. First one out. He must be in a hurry. Come on, Steve. Just a minute there, friend.
Were you speaking to me?
Yeah. I want to have a little talk with you.
Well, I'm in a big hurry.
Not that big a hurry. You're under arrest.
What?
Slap the bracelets on him, Steve.
Say, what is all this about?
Charges of receiving stolen property.
I don't know anything about this.
You come along quietly?
Very well, but I'll clear myself. Why, this is ridiculous. I never heard of such a thing.
All right, all right. Mr. Wagner, now that you've had some time to think it over, what have you to say?
Nothing. I'm innocent, that's all.
About those $91,000 worth of bonds in your suitcase.
Oh, those? Well, I can explain those.
Yeah, well, go ahead.
Well, they belong to a friend of mine. He asked me to bring them to Los Angeles for him.
The stolen bonds.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. How do you explain that?
Well, as a matter of fact, I knew that they were stolen, but my friend gave them to me.
What was your friend's name?
Well, I just knew him by the name of Babe.
Now, listen, Wagner, stop lying. We know all about you. Been on your trail for weeks. You got both of your accomplices, Elgin Cole and E. Whaler, in jail right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Dummy up if you want to. Let me tell you this. You've got a case against you can't beat. They're placing you under a $100,000 bail. They're going to hold you right here till they put you away for good. There you are. Take it or leave it. That case is so good we don't even need a statement from you. You're in a spot. You're going to the pen. No amount of lying can save you.
And Elmer Wagner did go to the penitentiary, along with his pals Elgin Cole and E. Whaler. All three of them are serving terms of from 22 to 32 years in McNeil's Island. Thus did Los Angeles help in the downfall of the Pretty Boy Floyd mob. The final chapter in the activities of this infamous gang of hoodlums was written only a few months ago when Pretty Boy Floyd himself died from a bullet inflicted by a dying officer who had fallen before one of his murderous bullets.
Thank you, Captain Horrell. Ladies and gentlemen, truth is stranger than fiction. Every broadcast of Calling All Cars tells a true experience from the lives of the police who use Rio Grande cracked gasoline in their daily work. And Rio Grande's advertising is true, too, for we can prove any claims made for cracked gasoline. It is absolutely true that only in Rio Grande gasoline can you get all the benefits of the patented Sinclair cracking process, the very last word in petroleum refining. It costs you no more. Try it tomorrow.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars. Attention all cars. The cancellation of broadcast number 81.
Suspects in this case are now in custody. That's all.
Your narrator, Frederick Lindsley, bidding you good night. Calling All Cars, a copyrighted program created by the Rio Grande Oil Company.
San Diego Police calling all cars. Attention all cars, broadcast 82. Sai Hua, a Chinese merchant, had been found murdered in his store. That's all.
Thousands of you who listen to this program tonight will drive into a Rio Grande station tomorrow and buy Rio Grande cracked gasoline. As the attendant fills your tank, you'll probably notice other brands of gasoline priced a few cents less per gallon. To reassure you that you are still getting more value for your money, even though you pay a couple of cents more per gallon for Rio Grande cracked, let me give you some technical information. Cut-price gasoline is not good for your engine because it does not burn completely. Do you realize that inside your cylinders at least 9,000 separate fires are started, burned, and extinguished every minute? Unless your gasoline burns completely in a split second, it goes to waste and ruins your motor oil. In Rio Grande cracked, you have a balanced gasoline with some parts that ignite instantly for fast starting, other parts that burn rapidly to give you acceleration, and heavy parts that give you power as they burn. The famous Rio Grande cracking process separates gasoline into these three parts to ensure that it burns evenly and that no power is wasted. If you use uncracked, cut-price gasolines, you get unbalanced performance. Some cheap gasolines are all flash, but they start fast, and then they lack speed and power. Because the heavy units of power are not cracked up, they fail to burn completely. These heavy, unburned parts cause carbon. They destroy the oil seal around your pistons. They dilute your crankcase oil so fast that it's often ruined in 200 miles. Your motor keeps on running, it's true, even on the cheapest gasoline and the thinnest oil. But every mile means waste, wear, and repair bills that cost you many times the few pennies you save on cut-price gasoline. That's one reason why so many western cities that keep records of automobile operating costs specify Rio Grande cracked gasoline. It powers more police cars and emergency engines than any other brand. And now we are honored to welcome back to Calling All Cars the Chief of the San Diego Police Department, George M. Sears.
Good evening, friends. I wonder how many of you citizens listening to this program realize how important little things might be to the solution of a difficult case. In the story selected tonight, all the wisdom and guile of the Orient was matched against the patience of American police, and as usual, the police won. Only those who have attempted to solve a major crime in which Orientals are involved can appreciate the difficulties to be faced. Hours of work must be done, where minutes might suffice when working with members of other races. For that reason, this story tonight is most interesting, because it proves once again that no criminal is smart enough to avoid leaving some clue, thus proving again that crime does not pay.
Our story tonight is laid in San Diego's old Chinatown 15 years ago. As he is walking his beat, Patrolman George Wilson is approached by Quan Chok, a venerable Chinese merchant.
You help me, please? I need very much help from policeman.
Yeah, what's the matter, Quan?
I wait for my friend, Saiwa. I wait 1, 2, maybe 3 hours. We go doctor, but Saiwa, he no come. I go Saiwa store he lock. Maybe saw something wrong with Saiwa.
Well, maybe he went without you.
Oh, no, he not do that. Maybe so you come open up Saiwa store.
Well, I don't know whether I should or not.
Oh, yes, you must come.
Which store is it?
Just down there, 2, 3 doors. Store with lead front.
Well, first, let's ask that lady at the next house whether she's seen Saiwa.
Oh, very well, I ask. Sui Tao Fu Saiwa?
Liễu chú tình yo yang thì quá này long thì tại quá ấy tình yo yang thì non tu then no.
Oh, she see light in the middle of night. Then she hear a big sound noise coming from Saiwa's place.
Maybe we ought to investigate.
Oh, yes, please. You open place up, huh?
Here, I'll try some keys on this door. No, that won't do. That one. I guess we'll have to break it in. Well, nothing out of place in here.
We go back room, huh? Oh, Sing Ta Li
Murder. Cut to pieces. This is a job for the homicide squad.
Within a very few minutes, Detective Sergeant Sears, Chadwick, and F.C. Bowden, State Narcotic Inspector, are on the scene.
Skull fractured. Apparently by this heavy door spring. Body hacked by this blood-stained cleaver.
Here's a bloody handprint, Captain.
Oh, yes, and bloody footprints leading outside. Wilson.
Yes, sir?
Have this handprint and these footprints photographed.
Yes, sir.
I asked you to come along, Inspector, because you're so familiar with these Chinese. What do you know about Seiwa?
Why, he was one of the best-liked men in Chinatown.
No enemies?
Not that I know of. He did a private banking business. Worth plenty of money, he was.
Oh, and robbery might be the motive.
Yes, it might. Suppose we take a look at the safe.
Must be in the other room. Here, this way.
There it is.
It's locked. Wilson.
Yes, sir?
Have a safe expert open the safe, and then bring this spring and the cleaver in as evidence.
Yes, sir.
Also bring in Quan Chok. I want to talk to him.
I've just opened up that safe, Captain.
Good. What did you find?
Nothing.
What?
Absolutely empty.
What do you make of that, Inspector?
Was the safe jimmied or tampered with?
No, apparently it had been opened normally and then closed and locked.
I should say, then, if Saiwa had any money in the safe, and it's reasonable to assume that he did, that someone he trusted inveigled him into opening the safe himself. Then murdered him, stole the money, and locked the safe.
Someone he trusted, eh? How about Quan Chok?
They were the best of friends. It might have been any one of 100 Chinese who did business with Saiwa.
It'll be a neat job to question them all. I never saw a Chinaman yet who would talk when he didn't want to. Nevertheless, I'm going to begin with Quan Chok. Has Wilson brought in Quan Chok yet? Oh, that's so. Very well, send him in. Quan Chok came himself. He's outside asking to see me.
Captain Man?
Yeah?
You find the fellow who killed my friend?
Well, I'm going to try to.
Here, $5,000. You give me what?
$5,000 in cash.
Yes, here. $5,000. You count, huh?
Who's offering this reward?
Me, I give 1,000. 4 other Chinese give 1,000.
Who?
Oh, they like you tell his name all but one.
Who's that one?
Quan Chi, he's one of them.
Quan Chi?
You know him, Captain. He's a silk importer.
Oh, yeah, I know him.
Quan Chi, he good friend Saiwa, too.
You're sure you're not posting this whole reward between you?
Oh, no. 5 of us. We make up money all it together.
Who do you think killed Saiwa?
Oh, don't know, but you find him, make this unimportant person very glad.
Did Saiwa have a lot of money in that safe?
Oh, Saiwa have money, yes.
How much?
I do not know. You find murderer?
Well, we'll try. And Quan Chok, you'll help us, won't you?
Oh, yes, I have.
All right. I'll let you know when I want to talk to you again.
I have all right. I go now?
Okay, Quan. Thanks. Well, these $150 bills seem to eliminate Quan Chok.
Looks like it. Anyway, I know the old man, and I don't believe he'd do it.
Next step seems to be to go over Saiwa's books and see how much money they actually took.
Better call the Chinese consulate and have them send a man over to check them for you.
I'll do that right away. And Quan Chi, did the book show that he was a depositor?
Yes, Quan Chi was a depositor.
Go see who that is, will you, Carson?
Yes, sir.
Well, what is it?
I want to see Saiwa.
What about?
I got a letter for him.
Come in, please.
Where's Saiwa?
Come right in here, please.
Say, what is this? I don't see Saiwa. Where is he?
I'll take care of your letter.
I'm supposed to deliver it to Saiwa himself.
Well, Saiwa's dead.
Dead?
Murdered. And we're from headquarters. Give me that letter.
Oh, but I don't think I
Hand
should
it
give
over.
it to you. I was now
You
look
want to
here.
keep out of trouble? Let me have that letter.
Okay. Here it is.
In Chinese. Can you read it, Mr. Fung?
Yes, permit me. It says, "Why, friend Saiwa, do you spurn my most generous offer? You are old and highly respected, and would not be suspected by the ignorant and arrogant American. Surely, I hope you will see the wisdom of our using your store for our mutual benefit before it becomes necessary for me to use more persuasive means. It is signed Key."
He's a Japanese narcotic boss in Tijuana, Captain.
What do you know about this note, Nellie?
Nothing.
Who gave it to you?
Oh, one of the boys in a saloon in Tijuana? He gave me $5 to deliver it.
You work for Key, don't you?
I never heard of him.
Take a look through her purse, Carson.
Hey, look here. You can't do this.
Quiet.
Yep. Here's a bundle of stuff.
That's fine. Send her up to the station with Wilson.
What for? I ain't done
Possession
nothing.
of narcotics is a misdemeanor. You're under arrest.
Oh, Wilson. Yes, sir. Book this young lady for possession of narcotics.
Why, you big baboon. You got a lot of nerve.
Come on, young lady.
Take your hands off of me.
Come on now. You
Now,
better
listen, I
be
ain't
nice.
done a thing. Let me alone. Will you? Now, listen.
Oh, there's a narcotic angle to this thing.
Yes. We better round up all the hopheads we can find in Chinatown.
Right. I'll get in touch with Chief Montana in Tijuana and have him question Key. Maybe Saiwa was put on the spot by Key's mob.
Inspector Bowden and Detective Sergeant Sears, armed with John Doe warrants, round up more than 50 Chinese suspects during the afternoon and early evening. And when Chadwick and Carson return to headquarters to question them, they are met by Quan Chok and Quan Chi.
Hello, Quan Chok. What's on your mind?
This is my friend Quan Chi. He wants to talk to you.
Oh, how do you do, Quan Chi?
This humble person is infinitely honored. Why have you not arrested the murderer of my friend, Saiwa?
Yeah, we're doing all we can.
It is not enough. You arrest two of my friends, but you do not arrest Saiwa's murderer.
Well, who are the friends we've arrested?
Henry Duck Tung and Fong Gao. Why do you arrest them? I want them released.
Impossible, Quan Chi. We must hold them until we investigate their alibis.
They are not guilty. They are my friends.
I'm sorry, Quan Chi, but it's necessary. You'll have to permit us to make this investigation in our own way.
You cannot insult honorable men in this fashion.
And you can't dictate how we run our police department. Good evening. The old man's all upset about his friend's death.
Yes, but you're quite right in handling him the way you did.
I beg your pardon, Captain.
Yes, sir?
Chief Montana of Tijuana called while you were out to dinner, and he said he'd be in shortly to report about Key.
Good.
Yeah, and I've got a report on the bloody hand mark we found at the scene of the crime.
Yeah? What is it?
And it's Saiwa's own handprint.
What?
Yep. And the cleaver we found has been identified by Kwang Chok as belonging to Saiwa, too.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Our only clues circle right back on themselves. According to all we've discovered, Saiwa robbed his own safe, murdered himself with his own cleaver, and then left his own fingerprints with which to identify himself as his own murderer. Or am I going nuts?
No, you're just handling an Oriental homicide.
Yeah? Oh, send him in. Chief Montana's outside. Now we'll find out about the Tijuana dope angle. Oh, good evening, Chief.
Buenas noches, senor.
You know all these gentlemen, I believe.
Oh, si, indeed, yes.
Well, did you question Key?
Si. He admits to writing the note, but he was much surprised when I told him Saiwa was murdered. I asked him about the threat, and he said that he meant to turn Saiwa over to the authorities for diamond smuggling if he did not enter into a business arrangement with him.
So, diamond smuggling enters into the plot.
I do not believe that part of it. I think that Key would have sent his hatchet men after Saiwa if he had refused to play ball with him.
Then maybe Key did have him killed.
That wouldn't account for the robbery angle.
No, I am convinced that Key knew nothing of his death until I talked to him.
Well, we're just as far now as we were this morning when Wilson discovered the body. Yes, Sergeant?
A note for you.
Who from?
That girl, Millie Murphy, we booked for possession.
Oh, let me have it. Maybe this will develop. She wants to talk to me. Bring her in, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
You know, there's nothing like a few hours in jail to make him loosen up, is it, Chief?
It usually works.
Do you know this Millie Murphy?
Millie Murphy. Fat and blonde?
Yeah, that's her.
Oh, yes. She's one of Key's girls.
That's what I thought.
Here she is, Captain.
Come on in, Millie. You wanted to talk to me?
Yeah. Alone.
Okay. You gentlemen will excuse us?
Of course.
Just wait outside a few moments.
Yeah, and don't try tuning on no dictaphone.
All right, Millie. What's on your mind?
Listen, you found a deck of snow on me, and I got some information I think will help. But I don't like cops, see? I won't even try to make a trade with you.
What do you mean?
My freedom for my information.
Well, I can't promise.
I told you I ain't asking for anything. I don't like cops, and I wouldn't lower myself to make a deal with you. I'm giving you this information because I like Saiwa. He was a good guy, and I'd like to see the rat that bumped him off taken care of.
Okay. What do you got?
Look here. That bindle you found on me was for Quan Chi. Key, down in Tijuana, wanted to use Saiwa as an agent instead of Quan Chi.
Mm-hmm.
Saiwa was on the level. He wouldn't play, but Key figured he could get him in line. If he had, Quan Chi would have been bounced. Now what do you think?
Well, it sounds fishy to me.
Huh? Okay, I'm giving it to you for what it's worth.
Why, Quan Chi claims to be Saiwa's best friend. He was in here a little while ago, highly indignant because we hadn't caught the murderer yet.
Sure, covering up. Quan Chi's smart. I wouldn't expect a dumb flatfoot like you to understand it.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, that's so.
Well, all right, I'll work on your tip.
Well, I don't care whether you work on it or not. Only let me get back to my cell. I'm losing my beauty sleep.
Sergeant, take this girl back to her cell.
Yes, sir.
And ask the other gentleman to come in.
Right. Well, how about it? What did you find out from her?
I don't know. It's probably a pipe dream, but I'm so dizzy now I'll work on any tip.
What do you mean?
Just this. We're going to raid Quan Chi's tonight.
The officers find Quan Chi and his beautiful young wife smoking opium. Quickly bundling them off to jail, Chadwick and his men search the place. Behind Quan Chi's storeroom, they find his office.
Yeah, this is a pleasant place to work. No windows, no air, and only one electric light.
What's that to a Chinaman when he has this?
What?
Opium, cocaine, and morphine right here in the desk drawer.
Let me take a look at it. Just a personal supply, but large enough for an excuse to hold him for questioning.
Captain, look what I found.
What?
A pair of blood-stained slippers.
Blood-stained slippers? Where did you find them?
Outside in the alley in the garbage can.
That's what we're looking for, boys. If these slippers match the footprints found at Saiwa's, we've got the murderer.
That night, the Bureau of Identification examines the slippers, find that they fit the footprints found at the scene of the crime, find that they are size 7.5. When Sergeant Chadwick tries to discover which of his suspects wears size 7.5 shoe, he meets another baffling disappointment.
Oh, hello, Bowden. I'm glad you dropped in. I'm up a tree again.
What do you got there on the desk?
These are the shoes of Henry Duck Chung, Song Chow, and Quan Chi. And here are the blood-stained shoes we found at Quan Chi's.
Well, whose foot fits the bloody shoe?
They all do. They're all 7.5.
What?
Yeah. It seems that every Chinese in San Diego wears the same size shoe.
Well, I'm beginning to be stumped myself.
I've asked Quan Chok to come down and help us. But first, I want Quan Chi to have a look at these. He's waiting outside. Bring Quan Chi in, please.
An outrage, Captain. I am one of Saiwa's best friends. I have offered reward for the capture of his murderer, and you arrest me.
Now, just a minute, Quan. Calm down.
You shall hear from the Chinese government about this. You have caused me to lose faith.
Now, relax, will you? I want to ask you a question.
What is the question?
Ever see these shoes before?
Where did you get them?
I found them behind your house last night.
They are mine. I threw them away a week ago.
Or did you throw them away night before last, after you murdered
You cannot
Saiwa?
accuse me. I am innocent. You will pay. You see. You will pay.
Ah, take them away, Sergeant.
Yes, sir. And, Captain, Quan Chok is waiting to see you.
All right, send him in.
Yes, sir. Come along, you.
Come in, Quan Chok.
Why have you arrested the Quan Chi?
I suspect him of murdering Saiwa.
Oh, but that does not seem possible.
I found these shoes outside his house last night. They fit the bloody footmarks at Saiwa's.
Oh, please let me see those shoes.
Here you are.
Why, these belong to Saiwa.
What?
Yes, these are Saiwa's shoes. See, he puts this mark in all his shoes.
An embroidered star.
I give up. There's nothing about this case that makes sense.
And to baffle the police further, a blood-stained, lightweight suit is found buried in the sand near the bayside. Investigation of laundry marks found in the suit reveals that it had been worn at various times by Song Chow, Henry Duck Chung, and Quan Chi. The investigation is caught in an insidious, vicious circle. Then Chadwick and Sears decide to act. With the detail of two men, they return to Quan Chi's shop.
You know, it seems a shame to tear the joint up, Chadwick.
I know it, but I'm convinced that this Quan Chi knows more than he's willing to tell. As it says in the play, he protests too much.
What play?
Oh, never mind. What I mean is he makes too much noise about his innocence. Whatever he's hiding, we're going to find it, and we have to take this place apart stick by stick. Okay, boys, start on these door casings. These Chinese go in for hidden panels and stuff like that. I'm going to look through these closets.
There. Yes, Captain.
Better go over these walls inch by inch, tapping for hollow hiding places.
Okay.
Sure. You find anything?
Not yet. How about you?
Nothing in here but rat's nests.
Hey, here's something funny.
What?
Hey, what are you doing up on that desk?
Looking at the ceiling.
Well, what did you find besides cobwebs?
Well, one of the screws that fastens this lighting fixture into the ceiling has been tampered with recently.
What do you mean, tampered with?
Well, part of the head has been bent away as though somebody forced it in with a screwdriver.
Probably happened when the fixture was installed.
No, the metal's too shiny. Yeah, and it isn't covered with dust like the rest of the fixture. Hey, hand me a screwdriver.
A screwdriver? Huh, you sure need one. You got a screwy enough idea.
Oh, maybe. Thanks. Well, we'll see pretty quick.
When you do get that thing off, what do you expect to find? Excepting wires.
I don't know. Boy, this thing sure is fastened in here. There we are.
Hey, you're showering me with plaster.
Well, what of it? Well, no, we'll just swing this fixture to one side and... Hey, Chadwick.
What?
There's a big hole up here.
Well, what's in it?
Hey, just a minute, like, get my hand in there. Here, grab these packages.
Okay. Ooh, morphine. Hey, boys, lay off the hammering. We found it.
Hey, and here's another.
Okay. Looks like cocaine.
Well, now the other side. Yeah, there's something here. Here.
Packages of money. Sears, look.
What?
A bloody fingerprint on this bill here.
Well, this certainly cooks Mr. Quan Chi's goose, if this is his fingerprint.
Even if it isn't, it's a more definite clue than shoes and suits that belong to everyone in Chinatown.
Back to headquarters go Chadwick and Sears to question the imperturbable Quan Chi. But monosyllabic replies are their only reward for hours and hours. Finally, they send the bland Oriental back to his cell to enable Sears, whose knowledge of Chinese customs is extensive, to set the stage for their next interview. Finally, all is in readiness.
Well, it sure looks like a screwy setup to me.
Well, anything's worth a try. I tell you, Chadwick, we can't get a confession out of him by straight questioning. You can't make a Chinaman talk if he don't want to. And he's as susceptible to psychology as the next human being.
Yeah, but these props, an executioner's sword.
Oh, he'll recognize it. We took it in the raid of a joss house 10 years ago.
And all those blood-stained axes.
The effective weapon of the old-time hatchet man. Quan Chi knows their purpose.
Yeah, but I don't see.
All right, leave it all to me.
All right.
Send Quan Chi in now. Let me handle the show.
Okay.
Sit down, Quan Chi. Are you ready to talk?
I have nothing to say.
Now, look here, Quan. We found $20,000 and more in that hidden locker of yours. One of the $100 bills had a bloody fingerprint on it, and that print was yours. We've got you dead to rights. Now, why don't you confess?
I have nothing to confess.
Quan Chi, do you know what this is?
It is the knife of Hong, the executioner.
It wasn't so many years ago that a merchant called Wing Lo killed a man of his out here in San Diego. And his tongue settled the affair with this knife. And the mighty muscled Hong raised the knife high above his head and brought it down with all his force. The knife quivered in the block, just as it's quivering in the floor there. But Wing Lo's head lay silently beneath it. Oh, now then, I'm forgetting. You saw that execution, Quan Chi.
My inferior intellect is unable to comprehend why I'm asked to witness this ridiculous demonstration.
Oh, no reason at all. I was just reminiscing about old times and wondering whether Sai Wa's Tong still had an executioner as capable as Hong.
Which could be of no concern to me.
Well, it might, if you compel us to give you your freedom.
My undistinguished attainment in the art of logic prevents me from understanding the progress of your argument.
And these may help. You recognize them?
The weapons of the hatchet man?
Yes. This one here is particularly interesting. See those brown marks on it?
I see.
That is the dried blood of Sam Gee. Remember him?
I do not.
Sam Gee died the death of 1,000 cuts in San Francisco for some trifling offense, such as killing his friend. And parts of his dismembered body were found all along the highway, all the way south to San Diego. And they say the dead man's brothers got their revenge.
I will not permit my presence to be contaminated by such swinish mouthing.
Now, Quan, relax. Just one thing more. I got a letter from Sai Wa's brother in San Francisco this afternoon, and he begs me to tell him who murdered Sai Wa. He has promised his ancestors vengeance on the murderers of his brother. And you know what that means, Quan Chi. Should Sai Wa's brother set out to find his murderer, we would be powerless, and nothing we could do would prevent another murder. A horrible murder, preceded by exquisite torture. Your murder. I would say that the only safe place for Sai Wa's murderer would be behind the thick walls of San Quentin, or dead painlessly by a jerk of the rope, rather than by the death of 1,000 cuts. Don't you agree with me, Quan Chi?
It is written in the third book of Quan Futse. The wise man chooses the swirling stream in preference to the path by the fire dragon's cave. I am guilty. I killed Sai Wa.
Henry Duck Chung, Quan Chi's accomplice, confessed quickly when he learned that Quan Chi had made a full confession implicating him. Their only motive was to dispose of Sai Wa because he refused to participate in Quan Chi's dope smuggling activities. Both were sentenced to life in San Quentin Penitentiary, where Henry Duck Chung died a few years ago. Catching criminals is only part of police work. Police try equally hard to prevent crime. The Rio Grande Oil Company helps the police do both. Police officials of the West unanimously praise this Rio Grande radio program for showing so effectively that crime does not pay. And they also praise Rio Grande for producing the faster, more powerful, more economical gasoline that has been specified for more police cars and emergency equipment wherever it is sold than any other brand. Rio Grande has the double advantage of owning the finest cracking plant in America and the exclusive Western right to the patented Sinclair cracking process. Thus, Rio Grande Cracked has qualities found in no other gasoline. Try it. It costs you no more.
San Diego police calling all cars, attention all cars. Cancellation broadcast 82 regarding a Chinese hatchet murder. Suspect in this case now in custody. That's all.
Police cases to be dramatized on future broadcasts are described in the monthly Calling All Cars News. Ask for your free copy from any Rio Grande service station. This is your narrator, Charles Frederick Lindsley, bidding you good night for the Rio Grande Oil Company.
Calling All Cars, a copyrighted program created by the Rio Grande Oil Company.
Los Angeles Police calling all cars, attention all cars, broadcast 83. Be on the lookout for a bunco artist passing as a Baron von Bodenthal, described as medium height, wears a monocle, speaks with a foreign accent. That's all. Rosencliff.
Tonight, hundreds of police cars are patrolling dark streets in California and Arizona cities, listening intently for the police radio. When the emergency call comes, and it comes many times every night, Down goes the throttle to the floorboard. The siren screams, and Rio Grande cracked gasoline rushes the police to the rescue. No other gasoline will meet emergencies so well as Rio Grande cracked, because no other gasoline is made in the West by the patented Sinclair cracking process. Tests have been made by scores of city chemists to find which gasoline gives best results in emergency motors. And Rio Grande has won the tests in Los Angeles, in Maricopa County, Arizona, in Fresno, in Oakland, in Berkeley. In fact, everywhere it is sold, Rio Grande cracked gasoline powers more police cars, fire engines, ambulances, and other emergency equipment than any other brand. Rio Grande crack has been chosen by these cities not only for its exceptional speed and power, but because city records of automobile operating costs prove that this unusual gasoline actually gives many more miles to the gallon. Even at lowest cut prices, no uncracked gasoline gives as many miles per dollar as Rio Grande cracked. Why don't you use the same gasoline that experts specify for their finest cars? You can enjoy police car performance in your own car if you just ask your independent dealer for Rio Grande cracked gasoline. And now it is our privilege once more to present Chief James E. Davis of the Los Angeles Police Department. Chief Davis.
Good evening, friends. A constant public menace which your police find difficult to combat is the operations of confidence men and bunco artists. The world is full of slickers whose philosophy contains no word for work. They are wed to the idea that the less wary should pay their way. Their victims, innocent, gullible citizens who believe in their fellow man, more often than not swallow their pride, take their loss, and say nothing about it because of fear of ridicule. Hence, the policeman's problem. This type of offender could be more completely dealt with if only the citizen who has become a victim of his guile would promptly report him to the police. As you will see in this story you're about to hear, the Baron soon walked into the law's arms after his victim had gotten enough courage to report his gullibility to the authorities.
It is several years ago in Vienna. A seedily dressed little man sidles over the golden plush threshold of the Kaiserhof Cafe. A waiter approaches him.
You were looking for someone, sir?
For you, Heinrich.
Karl, when did they release you?
Just yesterday. I walked all the way from the prison.
Oh, you should not have come back here.
Yeah, I know, but I had to see you.
Tell me, my friend, did they treat you well in the prison?
Like a pig. Bread and water, turnips. And all because the Countess von Stormhoff left her purse at the table and I was tempted to remove the contents. 3 years for that.
Well, it is the law.
The patron need not have turned me in. He could have overlooked it.
Oh, it does no good to be bitter, Karl. You can get occupation somewhere else. You're a very good waiter.
Waiter? No longer will I be a waiter.
Huh? What do you propose to do?
I'm going to leave. Consider, Heinrich. With a monocle in my eye and an afternoon coat, could I not pass as a gentleman? Would I not look the same as any of these people here?
Yeah. Perhaps you would.
Certainly I have a manner. One cannot be a waiter in the Kaiserhof Cafe without a manner.
True.
And this scar on my cheek, where that Swabian dishwasher hit me with a plate that time, would that not pass as a gentleman's saber scar received in a student duel at Heidelberg?
Yeah, it might. But not in Vienna.
I'm not going to remain in Vienna. I'm going to travel. And Heinrich, that is why I've come here to you, my best friend.
Why is that, Karl?
I will need some money to buy a wardrobe and a ticket. Enough money, let us say, to get me to Paris.
Oh, I have not much money, Karl.
You have enough, Heinrich, to lend me some.
Yeah, but my Lena and the children, it would not be fair to them. No.
It is investment, Heinrich. We are going into business together. Of the money I glean from gullible parvenus, I shall give you a half. Think of it, Karl. For a few paltry shillings, you will have hundreds. You can quit this menial task, open your own restaurant. Think of it, Heinrich. A little place of your own, where you can be your own boss. Oh, it was so good of you to receive me this afternoon, Madame Terrain.
Mais not du tout, Colonel. It is you who are good to come. Always you are welcome in the home of Celeste Derain.
Madame, your words, the look in your eyes, gives me hope that someday...
Oui, mon colonel?
Please, call me Carl.
Carl, oui. Carl. And you were saying?
No. I cannot. It would not be fair. These 2 weeks since I have met you have been the happiest in my life, but alas...
But what, Carl? Mon Dieu, speak. I, too, have been happy in this, knowing you. A real gentilhomme. Ah, if you could only know the life I have led. Those unhappy years of marriage to Monsieur Derain, a bourgeois. Figurez-vous, a type who did not care that within my veins runs the blood of Napoleon. Napoleon, le petit, that is.
Yeah, I know. Yours has been an unhappy lot. And it flatters me, while it grieves me to be forced to add to your unhappiness.
Carl, what are you saying?
Celeste, I must go away.
No, mon ami. Do not go away. Do not leave me.
I have not told you before, but I think it is only fair that you know I am on a secret mission.
Tiens, a secret mission?
Yes, I'm on the business of His Grace, the Archduke Otto. If I am successful, I shall place him on the throne of Austria.
Marvelous. When I think what that will mean to the royalist cause in France.
Yeah, exactly. My mission is a difficult one, however. It is beset with many annoying obstacles.
Oh, if I could but help.
Yeah, there is little one can do. Yeah, I will get it somehow.
Get what, Carl?
Money. It will be necessary to finance the coup d'etat.
Money? But then, mon ami, I can help. I have plenty of money. Monsieur Derain made millions. Manufacturing bed springs or whatever it was. I beg you to let me help.
Oh, no, Celeste. I couldn't think of it. No, it would be quite impossible. When I am successful, when the Emperor Otto sits crowned in Vienna, I want to come back to you without a sense of obligation.
Mais j'insiste, Carl. It is a privilege. Oh, that at last I can help the re-establishment of the monarchy. It has been the greatest ambition of my life to be able to do such a thing. How much do you need, Carl?
Oh, really, Celeste, I cannot.
Assez. Here. I write you the check for 1,000,000 francs.
1,000,000 francs?
Voilà, mon cher, for royalty.
Oh, but Celeste...
Mais tais-toi. Take it.
Well, very well, and now, Celeste, I must leave you, but only until I have placed the Archduke upon the imperial throne of Austria. Oh, Miss Heatherstone, this mild English summer has done wonders for me. Oh, I feel like a new man.
You look much better than you did when you came down here to Shepton Heath a month ago.
I wonder whether my recovery was due more to the quiet summer air, the sweet-smelling roses in this garden, and the pale blue sky, or to the quiet intelligence of your soul, the understanding in your eyes, the beautiful friendship you have given me.
Oh, Professor Engstein.
Bitte, please call me Carl.
Do you think it would be quite proper?
I'm sure it would, Mary.
Oh, Carl.
Oh, if life could but go on like this. If one were not impelled to achieve, to grind out the grains of one's soul in the mortar and pestle of ambition. Oh, this is madness, Mary.
Why?
My experiment. I must complete my experiment. My laboratory in London calls, and if it costs my life, I shall go back and finish my work.
Carl, your life?
Yes, Mary, and it may cost me my life. The fumes from the chemicals with which I am working are insidious, deadly. They kill slowly. That is why I had to come down here to Shepton Heath to gain back a foothold on a life for Just a little longer.
Oh, Carl, no.
And now I must go back to that foul-smelling laboratory to continue my work, to push back the frontiers of human knowledge one little step further.
Oh, Carl, you are a great man.
No.
When I was a little girl here in this vicarage, my father used to sit with me in this very garden and tell me of the great scientists who had given their lives for humanity. I learned to love them. Oh, and to think that I've finally met one.
And learned to love him.
Oh, Carl. My life has been so lonely in this old vicarage since my father passed on, living here alone with the memory of him. Oh, now I can't bear to think of the friendship we have had coming to an end.
Oh, you give me hope, Mary. You give me a reason to want to live. Perhaps, who knows, perhaps my experiment will not kill me. Perhaps someday when it is finished, I can come back to you.
Oh, I pray to God that you will. I shouldn't have said that. My goodness, I'm acting like a young girl.
To me, you are a young girl, Mary. A young girl who must be protected from life. Tell me, Lippian, you have not much money, have you?
Well, my father left me $100 a year.
Oh, as I thought. Well, here, Mary, is something I want you to have.
What is it?
A copy of my will. I have some property in Austria, a villa near Vienna, another near Salzburg, and some fairly valuable books and paintings. I've had my solicitor make this will out in your favor. If I die completing my experiment, I want you to have all that I possess.
Oh, no, Carl, I couldn't. It wouldn't be right. I've done nothing for you.
You have given me hope. You have given me something for which to live. An impetus to go back and complete my experiment. If I only can.
But of course you can. With your genius...
No, it is not that. Working with the precious materials I may run out before the experiment is concluded.
Can't you get more?
No, I can and I cannot. At present, my affairs in Vienna are so tangled that I may not be able to get my hand on some ready cash.
Then, Carl, would you let me help?
You? Oh, no, I could not do that.
Well, it wouldn't be much, but I could possibly realize on some of my inheritance. Oh, it would be a privilege to help a man of science.
Oh, no, it's impossible.
And it would make me feel better about your will. Please let me help, Carl.
Well, since you place it on that basis...
I'll see my solicitor tomorrow.
Well, there is no immediate hurry. If I need your help, I will write to you. And if I survive my experiment, I will write to you to come to me.
Oh, Carl, I love you.
And it is not long before Carl Willingen, the ex-waiter of the Kaiserhof Cafe, alias Professor Ringstein, who writes gullible Mary Heatherston for funds. Meanwhile, in the office of the Paris Sûreté...
And you gave this Colonel von Mohenberg 1 million francs, madame?
Mais oui, 1 million francs, so that he could place the Archduke Otto on the Austrian throne.
What?
Mais je vous dis, so that he could place the Archduke Otto on the Austrian throne. Ha. But the Archduke Otto, he remains in Belgium.
Where, for the good of the peace of Europe, he had best remain.
And my 1 million francs and Colonel von Mohenberg have disappeared.
Madame, do you realize you have placed yourself in a grave situation?
I realize that I want my 1 million francs back.
More than your 1 million francs are at stake. If there is truth in what you say, if you have really contributed to the Austrian wireless cause, you have become an enemy of France.
What?
Madame, we must investigate this matter further. And in the meantime, you will be held.
Held? Mais pourquoi?
On suspicion of treason.
Non, I have not been a traitor to la France. Mais c'est fou, c'est inouï, moi je...
That remains to be seen. This matter is out of my hands. That's clearly an incident for the Carter's Act.
Diplomatic dispatches between Paris and Vienna quickly reveal the fraud, and Madame Durand, sadder and wiser, is released to go her chauvinistic way. But by this time, spinster Mary Heatherston, puzzled that her beloved scientist's letters have ceased to arrive, sets out on a journey to London, which lands her finally in the Chief of Inspector's office in Scotland Yard.
So I went to the address here in London to which I'd been writing him. I found it to be a bake shop which sells Vienna bread.
I see.
Oh, I can't understand it. The bake shop, they knew no Professor Ringstein. Oh, I wish you'd try to find him. I'm afraid he's met with some accident, been a victim of foul play.
You say you'd been sending him money.
Yes. You see, he was completing a great and important experiment.
Oh, what kind of an experiment?
Why, I come to think of it, He never did say.
I thought so. And how much money did you send him?
Several £100. Almost all of my inheritance. We were going to be married, you see.
Yes, I imagined so.
He even made me the beneficiary.
Of his will?
Why, how did you know?
I've handled such cases before, Miss Heatherstone. This isn't a missing persons case.
What is it then?
A pure case of fraud. You've been bilked out of several £100 by an imposter. Quick, Sergeant, bring some water. This young lady's fainted.
Meanwhile, living right royally on Madame Durand's million francs and Miss Heatherstone's several £100, Carl Billington travels to Buenos Aires, lives well for several months, and then, his funds getting low, visits a certain dirty office along the waterfront.
Buenos dias, senor.
I understand you're very clever.
Clever? At what?
Shall we say forgeries?
I do not think it would be wise to say it too loudly, senor.
I have no desire to.
What would the senor like to have accomplished?
I wish to enter the United States.
From which country?
From Austria.
Let me see. See, that can be arranged. And under what name?
The Baron Karl von Badenthal.
The Baron Karl von Badenthal. An excellent name. I'll return at the same time tomorrow, Baron. And I shall have a beautiful Austrian passport ready and visas for you.
Next, please.
What is it you want?
Your passport, please.
Oh, yeah, my passport. Here it is.
Baron Karl von Badenthal. How long will you be in the United States, Baron?
Several months.
This visa is good for 6 months. You'll have to apply for renewal at the end of that time.
Yeah, Donka, I understand.
Baron, I'm Edwards of the
Next,
Tribune.
please.
When did the top house of the news?
Oh, the press.
Hey, mind stepping out the deck so we can get a shot of you, Baron?
Oh, but gentlemen, surely my visit is of no interest.
Sure it is, Baron. Come on.
Oh, well, very well if you insist.
How do you like New York, Baron?
Well, I really cannot say
What
yet.
are you going to do here?
Do here.
Hey, hold it right there, will you, Baron? Come on, you guys. Clear. Okay, Eddie.
Just a minute, Baron. Hold it.
Now, let's have a big smile. That's fine. Now, what are you going to do in America, Baron?
Well, I shall visit your New York. I shall eat pie and baked beans, of which I've read so much, and perhaps I shall visit Hollywood.
Yeah, going into pictures?
Well, who knows?
You an actor?
Oh, no, I am a writer.
Oh, yeah? You going to write for pictures?
Well, confidentially, gentlemen, I have written a scenario.
Oh, so have I, but them studios sent it back without opening it.
Well, this is a little different. When one of your motion picture millionaires visited Vienna last year, I had the pleasure of meeting him. We talked of my scenario, and he offered me $15,000 for it.
Oh, yeah?
Of course, this is in confidence.
Oh, sure.
Some more coffee, Herman?
Yes, please. Anna, did you see the story in this morning's Examiner?
What story?
About the Baron von Badenthal.
What about him?
Oh, he's landed in New York and is coming to Hollywood to sell a scenario. Think of it, Anna. The Baron von Badenthal is coming right here to Hollywood.
Well, what of it?
What of it? When I was a boy in Austria, there were some von Badenthals who had a castle near our village.
Well?
Maybe this man belongs to the same family. Maybe he could tell me of the homeland.
Now, listen, Herman. You have no right to bother a baron. Your people were just honest villagers.
Yeah, but this is America. And Austria is no longer under the emperor. Here, Anna, we have equality. Surely I can talk to a baron. In this country, am I not a baron? I have made my fortune. I, too, have wealth and power.
Well, what do you propose to do about this baron?
I shall meet him as soon as he gets to Hollywood.
So unknown to him, Spider Carl's carefully spun net had already caught a fly. A gullible press gives the Baron columns of space on his trip across the country, and so it is that he's hardly settled in his room in a Hollywood hotel when the phone rings.
Hello?
Baron von Badenthal?
Yeah?
This is Hermann Mahler speaking.
Yeah?
Are you one of the von Badenthals who have a castle near Graz?
Why, yeah.
I do come from Graz.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and I want to welcome you to Hollywood.
Danke, Herr Mahler.
I was wondering if you would have dinner with me this evening.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I have already accepted an engagement.
Tomorrow night, then?
With pleasure.
Very good. I will call at your hotel about 7.
Have another liqueur, Baron?
Danke. You were the son of Fritz Mahler, who went off to America so many years ago.
Yeah, I am.
How small the world is.
And tell me, Baron, are you still occupying the old castle?
Yeah. I open it every summer.
What a lovely place it is.
Jawohl, yeah.
And what about Old Man Ox?
Old Man Ox?
Yeah, you know, the cobbler.
Oh, yeah, of course. Why, he's dead.
Oh, he is? Well, I suppose we all have to go sooner or later. He was a grand old character. I remember as though it was yesterday how he used to tell us tales of his service as a soldier of the Empire.
Yeah, indeed. A fascinating old character.
You know, Baron, I was thinking you must be pretty tired of living in hotels.
Oh, one gets used to it.
Anna and I would be delighted if you make your stay here with us while you're in Hollywood. Wouldn't we, Anna?
I beg your pardon?
I say we would be delighted if the Baron stopped with us, wouldn't we?
Yes, indeed.
Well, I really don't think I should impose it.
Oh, it is no imposition. It is an honor to have one of the von Badentals under our roof. Isn't it, Anna?
Oh, yes. It certainly is.
And so the hook is completely baited. Carl Villingen moves in on Herman Mahler and his wife. Exciting Herman with tales of his many lands in Austria and his immediate prospect of selling his scenario for $15,000, Carl borrows spending money, buys clothes on the Mahler's account, and lives the life of Riley, or rather Mahler. Finally, one day...
Herman, I am disgusted.
What's the matter, Carl?
This scenario business. Here I have a studio clamoring for it, and the stage rights are being held in Vienna. The studio wants a clear title, and, well, it looks as though I will have to go back to Vienna.
Oh, we'll be sorry to see you go, Carl.
It's an inconvenient ride at this time.
What do you mean?
Well, my affairs are in such involved state in Vienna that I cannot lay my hand on any ready cash yet. If I delay, then the studio will lose interest and I shall not be able to sell my scenario.
Hell, Carl, I'd be glad to help.
I shouldn't want to ask that, Herman.
Oh, if I can do anything, you know I'm your friend.
That's just it. I never like to mix friendship and business, but, Herman, there is one solution.
What's that?
I could take you in as a partner.
But how, Carl?
Well, I will share half and half on the $15,000 I will get for my scenario if you can lend me enough money to get back to Vienna.
That's more than fair. You're being too generous.
You are my best friend, Herman.
All right. How much will you need?
About $1,500.
$1,500? I shall get it for you as soon as the banks open in the morning.
Well, Herman, the time has come to say goodbye.
But you will be back soon, won't you, Carl?
As soon as I can clear up things in Vienna. But just in case, you know how uncertain travel is, I want you to have this.
What is it?
My will.
Your will?
I have made you the heir to all I possess. My castle at Graz, my villa at Salzburg, my other lands in Hungary, my paintings and library.
Oh, no, Carl, I couldn't.
Should I die, meine lieber Freund, all I have is yours. Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. What a prince of a fellow he is.
But spurred by the suspicions of Mrs. Mahler, Herman himself becomes suspicious when he receives a letter from the Baron from Vienna. Mrs. Mahler finally talks him into going to the police, and he tells his story to Lieutenants Reed and James, the Los Angeles Police Bunco Detail.
So that's all I can tell you, gentlemen. This letter says that the Baron has been encountering difficulties with his affairs in Vienna and will be detained longer than he expected. But the trouble is, gentlemen, that if he had taken the fastest boat and trains, he would have had to send the letter the day he arrived in Vienna for it to get here so quickly. There's something suspicious about this.
And you say he made out a will in your favor?
Yeah, leaving me his estates and his art treasures.
That's a well-known device of bunco artist, Mr. Mahler.
Oh, I can hardly believe that the Baron would be a cheat. He was such a gentleman.
They usually are.
But if he is a fraud, I want to see justice done. And I want to get my money back.
Well, we'll do everything we can.
And the first thing we'll do is check the Baron with the Austrian consul.
But the Austrian consul informs the police that there is no living member of the von Bodenthal family, assures them that Hermann Mahler's friend is an impostor. Then a few days later, Mr. Mahler rushes excitedly to headquarters.
Lieutenant James, Lieutenant Reed, I have heard from the Baron.
Well, what does he say?
He writes that he has just arrived in New York and that he lost all his money gambling aboard ship. He asks me to send him some more money.
That's fine. You wire him to call at the American Express Company on Columbus Circle in New York at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon and get his money.
But I don't want to send him any more money.
Don't have to. Just tell him to be there at 3 o'clock. There won't be any money waiting for him, but there will be a couple of New York cops.
Well, what's the rap on this fellow we're looking for, Tim?
The bunco artist, I think. Poses as a baron.
These phony barons go big out in Hollywood, don't they?
No, I'll say. Especially when you can kiss a lady's hand and balance one of them monocles in your eye.
Like this fine gossoon just coming in now.
Say, that must be our guy, all right. Medium height, wears monocle, scar on cheek.
Well, what are we waiting for, then?
Wait a minute. Sure, and we'll be seeing what he's after first.
What can I do for you?
Have you a money order from Los Angeles for the Baron von Bodenthal?
Bodenthal. Just a minute, I'll take a
Don't
look.
bother, buddy. You're under arrest, Baron.
I beg your pardon.
Come on now. Don't pull any law-de-law stuff with me or I'll slap you down. You're under arrest.
I cannot understand. I'm sure there's some mistake.
Come along now.
You will hear from my government if you insist upon arresting me.
Yeah, and we'll be hearing from the inspector if we don't.
So the Baron von Badenthal, alias Carl Willingen, walked into the trap, which was partly of his own making. He was immediately extradited to California, and last April 5th was sentenced to serve from 1 to 10 years in San Quentin Penitentiary for grand theft. Following the completion of that sentence, federal officers have a hold against him to deport him as an undesirable alien, and Scotland Yard has filed a hold against him to answer for his fraudulent representations to gullible Miss Mary Heatherstone of Shepton Heath. Whether Madame de Rain, the royalist, will prefer charges remains to be seen.
Thank you, Chief Davis. Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to read more about the true crime stories dramatized on this program? Full descriptions and photographs of cases to be broadcast are published each month in the Calling All Cars News. Get your free copy of this unique publication, full of crime, movie, and radio news, at any service station selling Rio Grande cracked gasoline. While you're in the station, try a tank full of exactly the same gasoline that is used by more police cars, fire engines, and ambulances than any other brand wherever it is sold. Rio Grande Cracked, the gasoline that gives you police car performance at no extra cost. This is your narrator, Frederick Lindsley, bidding you good night.